So for those that don't know what FAFSA and TA is, can you kind of break that down in like a little bit so that people can kind of understand?
TA is tuition assistance that's offered throughout the service branches at your 2-year mark. Keep in mind that your commands do have to sign off on it. So hopefully you have a good command that believes you'll make it, because I've seen some of them get denied. At that time, you have to take it up with your command, and normally it'll go through as long as like you haven't been counseled negatively, NJP'd, and so on. But then FAFSA is the Federal Student Aid Program, which they go off, if you're a service member, they go off of your income, and trust me, you'll make it, because I think as a PNC, I made like less than 20 grand a year. And then as a Lance Corporal, I think I made not even 25, because as a sergeant, I made 25 grand a year. So you will qualify for the entire thing as long as you're taking a full schedule, which that's dependent off of your college. And all that you'll have to do for that is put in for each year, and it'll tell you how much you qualify, how much you're expected to pay. However, when using FAFSA and TA, if you go look for scholarships, there's an outrageous amount of scholarships out there. There's one for pogoing, like the stick that you jump on. If you video yourself and submit it, you can get a scholarship.
Wow.
For writing left-handed, there's a scholarship. Doing cartwheels, there's an outrageous amount of scholarships that just don't get claimed each year because no one looks for them. And then also, like, I had one friend that used TA, FAFSA, and scholarships. And so your TA takes care of your college bill first, and any FAFSA or scholarships that go towards it get refunded to you at about 15 days after the semester starts, and it's all paid for. I had one friend that made 10 grand each semester because of scholarship while active duty. So it's really the drive to want to look for them. If you have the drive to go to school and you don't want any debt from going to school, look for the scholarships. I can tell you I have not paid 1 cent for college, and my master's is almost done, and it's going to pay for at least 2 more masters and start my doctorate. So
that is truly amazing. Please, people, make sure you guys pass this word, send this video out. Like I said, I will put links to all these things once I get them. I want to make sure that everybody gets that maximizes their money for their educational benefits. And there's no reason, that any of you guys should be going in debt for school when we have all these benefits, at our disposal. So that is awesome.
So that's the active duty side. So civilian side, veteran side, if you have a VA rating at least 10%, you have more benefits that open up to you, such as VOC Rehab. So VOC Rehab is a program that assists you with completing education. So even if you have a bachelor's already, they will pay for you to get a master's, and they will help you find employment after you're completed.
This is amazing.
I'll also send links out to that. And then you can also double dip with VOC Rehab. So most people know there's 2 forms of the GI Bill. There is a comparison tool that I'll give Chris to send out in a link as well. I highly suggest that you do use it. Most people have found that the post 9/11 is better because it gives you the BAH as well as paying for your school. I do complete remote school, so I get the national average, and that's still $900. But depending on where you live, for example, we just moved from Quantico, and if I were to take one in class, I would have made $2,500 a month instead of $900. So yeah, but keep in mind, I was working, going to school, going to the gym, new baby. I was not going to be taking any in-class classes.
Absolutely. I could definitely see that being tough to try to schedule.
Yeah, I would not have made it there. But however, when you do use your GI Bill, make sure that you use the comparison tool because it'll let you know how much you'll make and the difference. Obviously, if you're in an area where your BAH would only be like 1,100 and you don't really want to go to class, don't. It's only $200. Yes, it is $200, but do you want to have to like find time to go to class, maybe get interrupted with work, or have like an emergency come up and you miss the class and then somehow you not pass that class because you didn't attend class? So definitely use that as well.
Oh, this is awesome. I'm gonna be completely honest. Like now, like I feel like I've known a lot more about the different educational benefits like earlier on, and it's like after a while, especially like the farther you get along, I'm sure like there's a lot of other like staff NCOs or senior NCOs that are out there as well that can kind of attest to this. But like the farther you get along, sometimes like you get a little bit more tied down with work and just kind of priorities from having kids, marriage, dealing with a house, so on and so forth. I just feel like I haven't really revisited that recently, and I need to. Well, I want to eventually revisit the whole education piece because I feel like I've kind of devoted time to like a lot of other things from like working on the podcast, the whole social media thing, and trying to start our own business that I kind of neglected the actual education side of it. So what I'm saying, if you're gonna be a complete piece, you gotta do everything,
So I will say when I was active duty, it took me an hour a day to do my classes, and I rotated each day for a different class. Since I was taking 6 classes, I had one day that I didn't have to do anything. Whereas on that day that I didn't have to do everything, I got a jump start on my next week. I cannot say I'm so successful this semester because I'm only in 1 class and it's not too interesting. So I'm kind of on par with everyone else. I attempt to stay at least a week or 2 ahead just in case if like one week I'm just like, I don't want to do it. I don't have to. So it allows that freedom and flexibility. However, on the educational benefits piece, if you do use your GI Bill, keep in mind that like once you finish your program, you'll probably have 2 months left. And that's where if you have a VA rating, you're able to use Voc Rehab, and they'll pay for another 3 years of education. So that's not only 3 years of education, that's 6. And you get paid while you go, and after Voc Rehab, they assist you in finding employment.